everybody, welcome to day 1 of Crookedstar's week. So sorry this is coming up so late today. We had the eclipse going on and lots of busyness today and we didn't get around to the speed paint until now. But exciting news, we hit 60,000 subscribers today. Wow! So incredible, thank you guys all so much. Rachel and I have been busy painting our new studio. And it's got some really cool designs we've been working on, so I'm so excited to show you that soon. And get back to filming The Unknown Flame and Fire and Ice. But back to today's speed paint. We're very excited to be finished with Thunder Clan and be moving on to a new clan with River Clan and get a brand new perspective. This should be fun. So the scene my sister Rachel's going to be drawing today is of when Stormkit breaks his jaw and meets Mapleshade. Remember, Stormkit is Crookedstar. That's just his name he goes by as a kit, before his really mean mom changes it to Crooked Kit. But more on that tomorrow. I'll read you this scene now. It's on pages 35 through 37 of Crookedstar's Promise.
You don't get away from goose feathers so easily,
The old cat snarled. Stormkit felt hot breath on his heels, and jagged claws spiked his tail. Unbalanced, he leapt for the final stone. His paws hit the water as he plunged into the river. StarClan, help me! Pain shot through his face as he collided with the base of the rock. Cold water engulfed him, and the world turned black. Churning his paws, Stormkit flailed for the surface, but he had no idea which way was up. Gravel grazed his belly, and then his spine, as the river tumbled him downstream like a leaf. Water stung his eyes as he opened them, searching for sunlight. Shadowy shapes raced past him. He struggled against the current, trying to swim, but another submerged rock slammed against his side, knocking the last of his breath from him. His chest heaved as he tried not to suck in water. And then he saw a shape moving steadily towards him. A she-cat. Orange and white. He would just make her out in the gloom. Had StarClan come to claim him? Terror clawed at Stormkit's belly, and he fought harder, praying for air, for the surface, for something to grab onto that would stop him from being washed into StarClan's hunting grounds. He couldn't die yet. The orange and white cat swam closer. Go away! Go away! I don't want to come with you! The words screamed in Stormkit's mind. Don't worry, little one. He heard the cat's words as though she was whispering in his ear. Even though she was still a toe length away. It's not your time yet. You have a great destiny ahead of you. Her amber eyes shone in the green water. And then she was gone. Teeth gripped Stormkit's scruff. With a jerk, he was above the rushing water, dangling from the jaws of Mudfur. The brown warrior turned against the current and swam for shore. Stormkit gulped air, coughing and trembling. Suddenly aware of the agonizing pain in his cheek. Mudfur scrambled from the river and bounded up the bank. Is he okay? Oakkit yowled. Stormkit could hear his brother, but he couldn't open his eyes because his whole face felt as though it was on fire. He felt liquid bubbling at his lips and tasted blood. He started to shake. What's wrong with me? Mudfur didn't speak or put him down. He just headed along the path towards camp, with Stormkit swinging limply beneath his chin. What's wrong with him? The sound of fear in Oakkit's voice frightened Stormkit more. Each jolt as Mudfur's paws hit the ground shot through his face like lightning. Stormkit tried to open his eyes. Grass, sage, and willow herb streamed past in a blur. He could hear his own breathing. He was terribly cold, and his paws felt numb. It's not your time yet. It's not your time yet. He clung to the orange and white cat's words, repeating them, as though praying to StarClan. He thinks that StarClan is looking out for him, and that they sent a StarClan warrior to save him. Boy, was he wrong! I'd love to hear in the comment section down below what you think about Mapleshade approaching Stormkit. Why do you think she chose him to target over Oakkit? I know she wanted to get back at revenge at Shellheart's Kits because he was the son of the guy that she was mates with, but then he totally left her in the dust and went and found this other cat in his clan and had some more kids with her, and she was really upset. But why didn't she target both of the sons, Oakkit and Stormkit? Do you think if we knew Oakheart's perspective on things that we would see that she also tried to get at him too? I don't know. Let me know what you guys think down below. Hey there, how you doing? Welcome back to day 2 of Crookedstar. This scene that my sister Rachel's going to be drawing today is of Stormkit overhearing his parents, Rainflower and Shellheart, arguing. I'll read this to you now. It's on pages 50 through 55 of Crookedstar's Promise. Stormkit stumbled over the pile of woven reeds at the edge of the den. What's this? It looked like a nest. Had a new queen moved into the nursery? Rainflower paused mid-lick. That's your new nest, she mewed. My nest? Wouldn't he be sleeping in her nest with Oakkit, like before? You'll need your own space, Rainflower told him. Your jaw must be sore. You'll probably fidget in your sleep. I don't want Oakkit to be disturbed just because you're injured. Stormkit blinked at his mother. It doesn't hurt now, he meowed. I won't fidget, I promise. Still, it'd be better if you had your own space. Rainflower returned to her washing. Stormkit stared at his mother. Was she angry because he'd worried her by being so ill? Shellheart poked his head through the entrance. How are you settling in? I've got my own nest, Stormkit mumbled. Shellheart narrowed his eyes. Have you got your own nest too, Oakkit? Oakkit stared at his paws. Rainflower? Shellheart's mew was more like a growl. I'd like to speak with you outside. The fur along Rainflower's spine bristled as she hopped out of the den. Come on, kits, Echo Mist meowed cheerily.
But we're going outside to play.
Beetlekit's mew was drowned out by Shellheart's angry snarl beyond the nursery wall. His own nest? He's got to grow up eventually, Rainflower answered. But Oakkit can stay in your nest, Shellheart hissed. Stormkit must be used to his own nest after so long in the medicine cat den. Shellheart snorted. At least you're still calling him Stormkit. And I'll keep calling him that until Hailstar changes his name formally. So, you're still determined to rename him Crookedkit. Stormkit froze. Crookedkit? It'll suit him. Don't you think it's a bit cruel? If he'd stayed in camp, he would have never had that accident. She does blame me, Rainflower carried on. Then he wouldn't be the ugly mess he is now. The icy coldness in his mother's voice made Stormkit feel sick. He'd still be my handsome warrior. He began to tremble. Soft fur brushed beside him. Echo Mist pressed close as Shellheart growled at his mate. How do you think Stormkit must feel? He'll get used to it, Rainflower retorted. To what? Rage sharpened Shellheart's mew. His new name? Being scarred for life? Being rejected by his own mother? The accident wasn't my fault. I shouldn't have to deal with it. Stormkit's chest tightened. A sob welled in his throat. She's grieving, Echo Mist murmured in his ear. She doesn't realize what she's saying. Shellheart's voice was a little more than a whisper. I never knew you could be so heartless, Rainflower, he growled. If you insist on Hailstar going along with this renaming ceremony, then we are no longer mates. I will never share a den or a piece of fresh kill with you again. Very well. Stormkit couldn't listen to it anymore. He jumped to his paws and rushed out of the den. Please don't argue. I don't mind sleeping by myself or having a new name. But Rainflower had already crossed the clearing to Hailstar's den and didn't even seem to hear him. Stormkit stared pleadingly at Shellheart. Don't argue because of me. It's not because of you. It's because of her. Now I'm going to be skipping forward to the renaming ceremony. Stormkit, come here. Hailstar's mew was soft. Stormkit padded, trembling into the clearing. He looked blandly around. The familiar faces seemed strange and menacing all of a sudden. Was this a bad dream? I have gathered the clan to witness the giving of your new name. I'm sorry you have suffered so much. The whole clan knows how brave you've been. His mew was gentle with sympathy. Your new name may describe your face, young Kit, but it doesn't describe your heart. I know you are as true and loyal as any warrior. Bear your name bravely as a Kit, and nobly when you become a warrior. Stormkit nodded. From this day forward, you shall be known as Crookedkit. Stormkit tried not to hear the murmur of shock that swept around the clan. He stared past Hailstar. confusion clouding his thoughts. But I was born in a storm. I'm Stormkit. How could he ever be Stormstar now? Suddenly, he glimpsed an orange and white pelt in the shadow of the sages. The cat from the river! Her pelt shimmered as though caught in a heat haze. He tasted the air and found only the familiar scents of his clanmates. She must be a StarClan cat. StarClan is watching over you. Brambleberry's voice rang in his head. Had this orange and white cat been sent to remind him of their promise? Don't worry, little one. He heard her words again. It's not your time yet. You have a great destiny ahead of you. Crookedkit. He murmured his new name. I am Crookedkit. He glanced around his clanmates. No one met his gaze. Only the shimmering orange and white cat. Her amber eyes shone, unblinking at him. She believes in me. With a rush of hope, Crookedkit lifted his chin. I am Crookedkit. Stormkit is now Crookedkit. Oh well, Crookedstar is so much of a cooler leader name than Stormstar. I'm glad that he came to accept his name. I just realized that Graystripe and Silverstream's son is named Stormkit, later Stormfur. I wonder if he was named that in honor of Crookedstar's prior name. Has anyone ever considered that? If so, that's pretty cool. I'd love to hear in the comment section down below what you think about Crookedkit having to see his parents fighting. We don't see many mate split-ups in the Warrior Cat series, but I respect Shellheart for not supporting Rainflower and being so heartless towards their son. It just hurts my heart that their kids had to see them fighting. Let me know what you think about the whole situation down below. G'day, Warrior fans! Welcome back to day 3 of Crookedstar. We're jumping ahead a bit in the book. Crookedkit left the clan to go and speak with StarClan at the Moonstone. But before he can get there, Mapleshade visits him in a dream and tells him there's no reason to visit the Moonstone, because she can visit him in his dreams anytime they need to speak. Of course she doesn't want him going to StarClan, because she's not a StarClan warrior. She's from the Dark Forest. So he doesn't go to the Moonstone. Instead, he meets some cool barn cats, Fleck and Mitzi, and her kits. He really likes spending time with them. They're kind to him and see past his broken jaw. He's needed there. He stays with them for about a moon, but Mapleshade is very upset with him, challenging his loyalty to the clan. She tells him that he must return home. He knows he needs to, but he's not ready yet. The scene that my sister Rachel's going to be drawing today is of Crookedkit saving Mitzi's kit Soot from the blades of the corn cutter. I'll read you this scene now. It's on pages 100 through 105 of Crookedstar's Promise. Sunshine glared on the farm track as they headed towards the cornfield. The crest of the hill cut into the blue, cloudless sky. The hedgerows spilled over the verges, blousy with fading lushness, while the corn looked dull, its golden sheen dusty. Crookedkit's ears twitched. A strange noise stirred in the hot air. He dropped his mouse and stared at the track. What's that noise? Rumbling sounded in the distance. Fleck halted, nose twitching. Smells like the farm monster is working already. But all the monsters are in their den. Fleck dropped his mice. Harvest! Pelt spiking, he raced away. Crookedkit stared in surprise at Fleck's abandoned fresh kill. What's harvest? He called. His pads pricked nervously as he smelled fierce hit in Fleck's wake. They are cutting the corn! Fleck yelled back. Horror gripped Crookedkit. He shot after his friend, grit crackling beneath his paws. Fleck stopped abruptly at the edge of the field. Crookedkit skidded to a halt beside the bristling tom and stared wide-eyed into the cornfield. A huge scarlet monster was traveling through the corn, sucking up the golden stems and spewing lumps from its hindquarters. Shorn stumps lay in swaths behind it. Mitzi! Fleck's mew was filled with terror. The kids! Crookedkit charged forward, pelting down the path and clearing the ditch in one leap. He shot through the hedge with Fleck on his tail and charged into the corn. The monster rumbled towards them, heading straight for Mitzi's nest. Crookedkit heard mewling as he neared the hollow. He burst into the small clearing. Mitzi stood, eyes wide, Piper dangling from her jaws. Crookedkit looked into the nest. Magpie sat in the middle, wailing. The monster's coming! Fleck exploded from the corn. Where are the others? Mitzi tucked Piper between her forepaws. I've taken Miss to the ditch, she told them. Soot ran into the corn. Her green eyes glittered with terror. I'll find her. Crooked Kit glared at the rumbling monster. He could see its blood-red head advancing over the corn. I'll take Magpie. Fleck leaned over the nest and plucked up the mewling Kit. Which way did Soot go? Crooked Kit demanded. I didn't see. Mitzi gasped. Magpie stabbed his paw towards the corn. That way! Crooked Paw dived among the stems, nose twitching. He sneezed as dust filled his nostrils. Achoo! The stench of monsters swirled around him, its rumble now a roar as it pounded down the field. Soot! He yowled, he pricked his ear, and then flattened them as the roaring monster blasted his fur. Opening his mouth, he tasted the air. A faint fragrance of soot lingered. He hesitated for a moment, and then plunged deeper into the corn. With a rush of hope, he spotted a tiny track through the stems. He followed, heart pounding. It was leading straight towards the monster. Soot's scent was stronger now, laced with fear. Crooked Kit weaved onwards, following the bent corn stems. The monster was howling so loudly, Crooked Kit could only hear the blood roaring in his ears. He glanced up, gasping as he saw the giant red body, barely a tree length from him. Gigantic claws swirled at its chest, tearing the corn up and scooping it into its gaping mouth. Help! Soot's squeal shrilled against the roar. The Kit's black fur was just visible in the golden corn. She was 3 tail lengths away, the monster bearing down on her with a roar. Breathing fast, pelt brushed up, Crooked Kit leaped into the air. Landing beside Soot, he grabbed her scruff and pelted onwards through the corn. The stalks whipped his face. He tasted his own blood as it wailed on his muzzle. Pain jarred his jaw as he clasped hard on Soot. He fought panic as he heard the monster claws whirring in his ears. He leapt again, Soot pressing against his chest as he flung himself clear of the monster's path. Stumbling to a halt, he felt wind tug at his fur and the ground shook beneath him as it passed. He lay trembling for a moment before he let go of Soot. She crouched quivering beside him. As the monster rumbled away, paw steps crunched on the bitten stalks. Are you okay? Fleck ducked down beside them. The farm cat's eyes were wide. Yeah, Crooked Kit panted. Let's get her to the ditch before the monster comes back. Fleck picked up Soot and waited for Crooked Kit to stagger to his paws. Did it hurt you? Crooked Kit licked the blood from his nose. Didn't touch us, he breathed. Soot wiggled in Fleck's jaws. Crooked Kit saved me, she squealed. Crooked Kit frowned at her. Next time, stay with your mother. He followed Fleck back through the path that the monster had cut through the corn to the edge of the field. Squeezing underneath the hedge, he padded trembling out to the other side, and saw Mitzi huddling with her kits close to her. A purr shook her as she saw Soot in Fleck's jaws. The farm cat placed the kit in its mother's paws. Crooked Kit reached her just in time. Mitzi stared at him, eyes glowing. You saved my kid, she whispered. Crooked Kit was shaking too hard to reply. You really are a warrior. Mitzi leaned forward and licked the blood from his muzzle. You could have been killed, Fleck grunted. Crooked Kit glanced over his shoulder at the monster still prowling the cornfield. What if something like that threatened his clan? I need to go home, he murmured. But you're safe now, Fleck reassured him. The monster won't come this side of the hedge. I'm not running away, Crooked Kit swallowed. I've finished running away. He knew he had to go back and become a warrior. This life wasn't his destiny. It couldn't be. He was glad he'd saved Soot, but that was just the beginning. He was destined to be great. Not a great farm cat, but a great warrior. Maybe the greatest warrior ever. He didn't care if his clan thought he was too small or too ugly. He would make them see that his heart was still as brave as any of them, and as loyal. He dipped his head. I'll never forget you, he promised. He was finding it difficult to swallow, especially with Soot, Mist, Magpie, and Piper gazing at him with enormous eyes. I wish I could stay forever, but I don't belong here. I'm a clan cat, he whispered. I have to go home. I really liked Crooked Kit's little adventure away from the clan, and I think it really helped him to grow. I'd love to hear in the comment section down below what you think about Crooked Kit's time away with the barn cats. What do you think would have happened if he'd stayed with them and not returned to the clans? What would have become of River Clan without him there? Let me know what you think down below. Hey there, welcome back to day 4 of Crookedstar. Tomorrow, August 25th, is my sister Rachel's birthday. She's gonna be 23. Make sure to leave her some birthday wishes down below. Since we left off yesterday, Crooked Kid has returned to the clan. He is now Crooked Paw, training under 2 mentors, one a River Clan warrior and the other Maple Shade. They train in the darkness of Dreamland. He wakes up with scratches that he gets when he's sleep training. That's a bad sign! He made a promise to Maple Shade before she agreed to train him. A promise that he would be loyal to his clan above all things. Don't make promises to cats you don't know. And that all comes down to the scene that Rachel's going to be drawing today, of Crooked Paw attacking his friend from Thunder Clan, Blue Paw, in battle. He met her at the gathering and they really hit it off. But Maple Shade does not want Crooked Paw's loyalty to stray from River Clan. And he must prove that he will keep his promise to Maple Shade by fighting Blue Paw when he meets her in battle. And getting his butt thoroughly kicked. I'll read this to you now. It's on pages 178 through 180 and 184 of Crookedstar's Promise. The pink sky arced above, strangely calm above the shriek of battle. He had to help his clanmates. He darted along the foot of the rock, skidding around the corner where he knew he'd find enough paw holds to help himself get up. A blue-gray pelt blocked his way. ThunderClan scent bathed his tongue. An enemy warrior. He stumbled to a halt as the ThunderClan cat whipped to face him. Blue Paw. Was that relief in her eyes? Oh, thanks, Star Clan, she sighed. What would Maple Shade say? The other clans are no more than dust and beetles. This was his chance to prove that he was loyal to River Clan above everything. So what if he'd spoken to this cat at the gathering? There was no truce now. You're on our territory! Crooked Paw dropped into a crouch, eyes narrowed into slits. We're enemies now, he hissed. Blue Paw blinked. She was surprised. Dumb cat. Crooked Paw sprang forward and knocked her over. Before she could move, he grabbed her shoulders and churned his hind paws into her spine. Yowling, she twisted her head back, clamping her jaws around his forepaw. She bit down hard. Crooked Paw yelped. He kicked her away, pain searing in his paw. Blue Paw stumbled down towards the shore, towards the icy river. Crooked Paw licked his wound, the fierce sting of it making him feel sick. Then he heard the snow swish and saw a flash of blue fur. Blue Paw crashed onto him with a howl of rage. Shocked, he staggered, and Blue Paw spun around, nipping his hind leg. She turned around again, nipping his forepaw, and then reared up and lunged at him, sinking her teeth deep into his scruff. You snake heart! Energy shot like lightning through Crooked Paw. She was trying to drag him backward. Stupid furball! He dug in his claws and thrashed his head from side to side. Flinging her off, he turned and spat. Don't expect mercy from me! Panic lit in her eyes, and she reared up again, swiping blindly. He had her. Lifting his forepaws, he met her blow for blow. She staggered, trying to balance while he kept swiping steadily, using the move he'd practiced over and over until it seemed easy as fishing. She caught his muzzle with a claw, but he hit her back, slicing her ear, feeling it tear beneath his claws. Run away! He knew he could beat her back to ThunderClan land if he wanted. A yell sounded behind them. Snowpaw! Blue Paw's eyes sparkled as her sister darted beside her. Crooked Paw growled as Snowpaw plunged forward and began swiping alongside her clanmate. Fielding blows from 2 pairs of paws, Crooked Paw fought harder, but the blows kept coming, relentless and fast. His hind legs began to weaken. His muscles seemed to stop. Claws raked his muzzle, and then his ears, and then his cheek. The flurry of paws was too fast to match. He started to back away, his hind paw slipping on the snow. Then Snowpaw ducked and bit his hind leg, and it collapsed beneath him. Ugh, frog dung! Crooked Paw dropped to all fours, growling, and lunged for the 2 cats, trying to get between them and split up their attack. But Snowpaw darted underneath him. Pain ripped his belly as she raked him with thorn-sharp claws. More claws sank into his shoulder. Blue Paw was on his back. Panic rising, he tried to shake her off while scrambling away from Snowpaw. But Snowpaw rolled and kicked out with her hind legs. Tumbling, Crooked Paw yowled with rage. Blue Paw was clinging on like a burr. He felt his pelt shredding beneath her churning paws as he rolled down the bank. Agony gripped him. Blood roared in his ears. Flinging Blue Paw off, he dived for the frozen river and hurtled across the ice, racing for the bank as he exploded through the bushes. Relieved to smell River Clan scent bathe his tongue. So it ends up River Clan had to retreat, and this is him back at camp reflecting on the battle. If only I'd fought better. Maple Shade will never believe I'm worthy of being clan leader now. Crooked Paw felt a rush of frustration. Next time I'll fight like a Star Clan warrior. Next time, I won't let my clan down. He really believes in what Mapleshade is telling him. That he's destined for greatness. That she is a Star Clan warrior. Spoilers, she's not. I think if Mapleshade had not swayed him away from Bluepaw and pressed him to remain loyal to River Clan, it could have been Crookedjaw x Bluefur instead of her with Oakheart. I'd love to hear in the comments section down below what you think about Crookedpaw's loyalty to his clan. It's alright to have friends in other clans, but when it comes to battle, you shouldn't let them distract you. But I don't like how Mapleshade is changing Crookedpaw. He used to be so sweet, but she's turning him into a power-hungry fighting machine. And I don't like it. Let me know what you think down below. So happy to be back again with day 5 of Crookedstar. And today is Rachel's 23rd birthday, so it's gonna be a great day. But today's speed paint is kind of depressing, so I'm sorry. Before we get into what's going to be drawn today, a little background on what's been going on with Crookedpaw since yesterday's speed paint. He's now a warrior, Crookedjaw. He has a unique warrior naming ceremony. But I guess that makes sense because he already had a weird kit naming ceremony and everything else. Why not continue on having weird ceremonies? After saving Willowpaw's life, Hailstar is calling a patrol and says, I want Crookedpaw to go. No, I want Crookedjaw! Ta-da! So dramatic! Much different than the usual script for naming ceremonies. Crookedjaw is very fond of Willowpaw, later Willow Breeze. Mapleshade does not like them together, and Crookedjaw is wising up, realizing that he shouldn't look up to Mapleshade as much. He's a warrior, and so is she, so why should she be bossing him around? I'll quote a little scene from her on pages 236 through 237 of Crookedstar's Promise. Crookedjaw met her gaze. At least he treats me like an equal, he challenged. Mapleshade broke into a purr. You're not upset because I reminded you of your promise, are you? She pressed against him, guiding him forward, away from Goosefeather. Maybe I was a little harsh, but I was frightened that you were forgetting your destiny. I want you to be the greatest warrior River Clan has ever known. The greatest any clan will ever know. Willowpaw is a sweet, pretty cat, and I'm not surprised you're fond of her. But the sweetest traps are often the most dangerous. She will soften you and sway you from your course. She halted. You do still want to be a great warrior, don't you? Yes, Crookedjaw cried. Very good. Mapleshade stopped him with a flick of her tail. That's all I ask. She padded on into the mist, her voice trailing after her. Everything I do, Crookedjaw, is with your best interest at heart. Mapleshade is angry that he's getting too attached to this she-cat, so she tricks Willowbreeze so she gets taken by the two legs. What a jerk! Crookedjaw confronts Mapleshade after saving his mate. This scene is on pages 312 through 313. You have a wonderful destiny, Crookedjaw. You're not just going to be the greatest leader of your clan. You're going to be the greatest leader of any clan. She stopped to catch her breath. But you have to keep your promise to me. He crouched beside her. Of course, I will. You're going to have to make sacrifices, she warned. Your life is not your own. You belong to your clan. Don't be distracted from the wonderful things you can achieve. The greatest leader of any clan? Excitement flashed through Crookedjaw as Mapleshade went on. And you will achieve so much, as long as you have me here to guide you. She seemed to be gaining strength with every word. I have chosen to help you. No one else, just you. Never forget that the clan is greater than its cats. Even if you sacrifice every cat who's ever loved you, it will be no more than shedding raindrops from your fur. Because even if they go, the clan will still be there and relying on you. Do you agree? She lifted her gaze to meet his. I'm going to be the greatest leader any clan has ever known. I can do anything. Oh no, he agreed to it. This will not be good. Why are you still listening to her? She almost killed Willowbreeze. She got her taken by the two legs. What the heck, man? Common sense. What? So we finally got into it. The scene that my sister Rachel's going to be drawing today is of Crookedjaw leaving Rainflower to die, sacrificing her like Mapleshade told him to. I'll read you this scene now. It's on pages 355 through 359 of Crookedstar's Promise. Split up! Crookedjaw yowled. Oakhart veered up the slope. Beetlenose shot straight ahead. Crookedjaw swerved towards the river, taking the path around the top of the camp. He glanced back and saw the dog thumping behind him. Flying past the camp, he skimmed a patch of withered bluebells. Blood roared in his ears as he weaved between the blurring trees. The dog thundered behind him, saliva flicking from his muzzle. Crookedjaw skidded on the wet moss and lurched sideways, fighting to keep his footing. He could hear the dog's sharp, hot breath on his tail. His lungs screamed, but terror drove him on. The camp was behind them now. Crookedjaw swung sideways and headed downhill, hoping to gain speed. The dog tried to follow, but its clumsy paws slid on the grass and it crashed onto its side. Crookedjaw bounded down the slope, the river glittering from the willows. If he could just make it to the water, he could catch his breath. The dog was back on its paws and pounding after him. With a grunt, Crookedjaw broke through the swath of ferns edging the bank and burst onto the shore. Rainflower was standing among the rocks at the water's edge, drinking from the river. She spun around, her eyes wide, staring at him in horror. Dog! Crookedjaw turned and raced back up the slope. The dog couldn't be allowed to reach the shore. He spotted it hurtling towards the ferns and screeched to get its attention. The dog tried to turn when it saw him, but its weight carried it down the long skidding arc that crashed through the bushes onto the shore. A terrified shriek split the air. Rainflower! Crookedjaw whipped around, claws throwing up earth as he ran for the shore. He shot through the ferns in time to see his mother hit the water. The dog stopped, its eyes glittering with surprise, and glanced back at the cat thrashing among the rocky shallows. Its gaze lit up. Crookedjaw growled and leaped for the dog, slashing its nose. He turned and ran. The dog howled, rattling stones as it gave chase. Crookedjaw gulped for air and he hauled himself up the hill. He felt the ground shake beneath his paws. The dog was gaining on him. Oakhart burst from the hawthorn ahead. Go! And save Rainflower! Beetlenose skidded out beside him. We'll take the dog! Crookedjaw dived into the prickly branches and crouched. Trembling, his paws pounded away through the willows. Gasping, he struggled out of the bush and bounded downhill. He scrambled through the ferns and scanned the shore. Rainflower? His mother lay in the water, pressed by the current against a jagged rock where the river slid silently around her, tugging at her soft gray fur. Crookedjaw darted down the bank and splashed into the shallows. Leaning forward, he grabbed her by her scruff and dragged her from the water. Leave her! Mapleshade's scent enveloped him. Save your clanmates! The water-drenching Rainflower's pelt tasted of blood. She must have hit a rock when the dog knocked her into the river. With a jolt of horror, Crookedjaw realized that his mother's eyes were open and blank. He let her body fall into the pebbles and backed away. I have to fetch Brambleberry! Mapleshade's outline appeared in front of him, her orange and white fur almost transparent so that he could see the reeds and water behind. Get back to the chase. You have to be there. Remember your promise. Crookedjaw hesitated. Mapleshade hissed in his face. You want to be great, don't you? Crookedjaw glanced once more at his mother, still with water streaming from her pelt. What else could he do for her now? Taking a deep breath, he turned and ran back up the bank. He caught up with his clanmates on the other side of the hawthorn bushes. The dog was tiring, tongue hanging, lumbering clumsily through the undergrowth. Crookedjaw pelted past him and fell in beside Oakhart. Oakhart glanced at him out of the corner of his eye and kept running. The trees were thinning, and the land flattened out as they approached the farm. The warriors broke through the River Clan's scent line, leaving their territory. A wooden fence loomed ahead and they squeezed underneath it, racing onto a wide field. Cows moved slowly around the grass, and the dog yelped from behind them. It couldn't get under the fence, and was venting its fury in snarls. Triumph flared in Crookedjaw's belly. We did it! He came to a halt beside his clanmates. They turned, panting, and stared at the dog. Its eyes burned with rage as it scrabbled the dirt beneath the fence. Crookedjaw arched his back and hissed. Dumb dog! Oakhart circled him, bristling. Beetlenose was panting, white rims showing around his eyes. A shout rang through the willows. Crookedjaw crouched in the grass as the two-leg strode up behind the dog and grabbed it by its neck. Cursing and yelping, the two-leg dragged it away. Relief flooded Crookedjaw. Is Rainflower okay? Oakhart's question hit him like a stone. Crookedjaw stared at his brother. I was too late, he whispered. She's dead? Oakhart's eyes glimmered. Was it the dog? Did it bite her? It knocked her in the water. Crookedjaw lowered his gaze. She must have hit her head on a rock as she fell. Oakhart stiffened. Maybe she was just stunned. Did you get Brambleberry? She might be awake by now. Hope edged his mew.
I left her by the river. You left her?
Oakheart blinked at him.
You didn't get Brambleberry? There wasn't time. I had to stop the dog. Oakheart bristled. We were taking care of the dog. I left you to take care of Rainflower.
The hardness in his brother's mew turned Crookedjaw's blood cold.
Had he made the wrong decision?
He closed his eyes.
No, I promised to save my clan. And that's what I did. Rainflower was dead. She was definitely dead. Wasn't she?
He left his own mother to die. I mean, she wasn't the best mother, and she may have already been gone. But still, he didn't know for sure. She didn't deserve that. Crookedjaw's father, Shellheart, is heartbroken after Rainflower dies. They had their issues, sure, but she was his mate at one point. So he decides to retire from being clan deputy, and dies soon after. And Mapleshade, rubbing her paws together, laughing maniacally in the background, bends fate in Crookedjaw's favor when she fakes an omen of a squirrel with a twisted jaw in the fresh kill pile for Hailstar to see, and be prompted to make Crookedjaw his deputy. How lucky is he to become clan deputy on his leader's last life? He only has to serve as clan deputy for about a moon before Hailstar is finished off. Thistleclaw is really jealous of this because he's like, what the heck, my dark forest warrior cat, why can't you do the same things for me, man? I'm trying just as hard as he is. Why is it so easy for Crookedjaw? It's not fair. Anyway, so yeah, Mapleshade helped with finishing off Hailstar as well. She asked Crookedjaw how much he was willing to sacrifice to become clan leader. He said everything. Well, he didn't just say it. He promised it. How many times do I have to say this? Don't make pinky promises with cats you don't know! Especially if the price is sacrificing every person in your life that you love. I'd love to hear in the comments section down below what you think about the whole sacrificing with Mapleshade. Do you think that she really has the power to make Rainflower and Hailstar die? Or were they destined to die anyways? With or without that promise? Let me know what you think down below. Welcome back, fellow fish eaters, to day 6 of Crookedstar. Crookedstar is now the leader of RiverClan. He's received all 9 of his lives, and as he's leaving StarClan, Mapleshade approaches him. I'll read you this now. It's on pages 444 through 445 of Crookedstar's promise. We did it. A familiar hiss sounded in his ear. Mapleshade. She stood beside him, her eyes glowing. You kept your promise, and I kept mine. You proved that nothing is more important than leading your clan. Are you going to thank me for the sacrifices I made for you? Crookedstar stared at her.
Sacrifices? Did she mean Rainflower? Hailstar? Did she really think that she'd made him leader by persuading him to abandon the cats he loved? I promised to be loyal to RiverClan, but not at the cost of my clanmates.
He snarled.
Leave me alone! That's the only thing you can do for me. The promise I made you means nothing.
As he turned away, she curled back her lip, revealing sharp yellow teeth. You can't walk away from me, she hissed. Crookedstar felt her claws snag his pelt, even though she was several paces away. This will never be over! You can't back out now, Crookedstar. Mapleshade has already done her part. She made you leader. How ungrateful can you be? Crookedstar has made sacrifices, and he will make more. The scene that my sister Rachel's going to be drawing today is of Willowbreeze's death. I'll read you this now. It's on pages 472 through 478 of Crookedstar's promise. Crookedstar jumped to his paws as Brambleberry slid out of the nursery.
Should I fetch more honey?
He offered. No. Brambleberry's eyes were dull, and the end of her tail trailed on the ground. A soft drizzle soaked the camp. In the days since her kidding, Willowbreeze's cough had grown steadily worse. 2 of the kits had begun coughing too. Brambleberry had kept Crookedstar out of the nursery, but he stayed close, pacing the clearing. One moment praying to StarClan, the next cursing them. All the hope, courage, trust, and patience bestowed on him by the ancestors meant nothing to him now. Where was their loyalty to him? How could they let her suffer like this? Crookedstar? Brambleberry's mew jerked him back into the present. She has green cough.
Then I'll fetch some catmint.
Crookedstar headed for the reeds. I've given her catmint already. It's not working.
What can I do?
You can go in and see her. She wants to name the kits. Go on. Brambleberry prompted him.
Crookedstar steadied his breath and climbed inside. Willow Breeze? She was curled in her nest, their 3 kits huddled against her belly. She lifted her head as Crookedstar called her name. You came! He crouched beside the nest, brushing her cheek with his muzzle. Brambleberry wouldn't let me in before now, but I've been outside all this time. Has it been long? Willow Breeze's eyes were streaming. Her muzzle was damp. She coughed weakly, making her whole body shudder. No, Crookedstar whispered. Not long. Willow Breeze gazed into his eyes. I'm sorry. He tipped his head to one side. Why? For leaving you to raise our daughters. You're not going anywhere! Crookedstar pressed his cheek hard against hers. I won't let you leave me! You'll be a wonderful father. A purr rumbled in her throat, making her cough again. This time she struggled to get her breath back. I'm so happy Hellstar brought me back from Wind Clan. I've loved being with you and River Clan. Don't talk like that! Crookedstar fought to keep panic from his mew. Kids were lifting their heads, turning their muzzles towards him, straining to open their eyes. You can't leave the kits! They need you! I need you! Oh, my precious love! Help me name our daughters! Numbness crept beneath Crookedstar's pelt, deadening his heart, slowing his thoughts. Willow Breeze was right. Their daughters needed names. He reached his paw into the nest and touched the darkest gray kid. Minnow Kid, he murmured. Minnow Kid, Willow Breeze echoed with a wheeze. And Willow Kid. Crookedstar stroked the smoky black kid. I want her to have your name. Willow Kid mewed and caught hold of his paw. Then he touched the palest of the 3. And this is Silver Kid. Silver Kid. Willow Breeze relaxed against him, her cheek resting on his. They're lovely names. Crookedstar buried his muzzle into her pelt. You rest now, my lovely. He slid into the nest and wrapped himself around her. I'll keep you warm. He closed his eyes and breathed in her soft scent. Crookedstar? The den rustled as Brambleberry crept in. She leaned into the nest and touched his pelt. I heard the names you gave your kids. They're beautiful. He lifted his head. How long have I been here? Brambleberry's mew was no more than a breath. I am so sorry. Willow Breeze has gone. No! Crookedstar sat up with a jolt, realizing that Willow Breeze's pelt was cold to the touch. No! He scrambled from the nest and burst from the den. No! His yowl ripped through the camp. I never promised you this! Shocked gazes flashed from his clanmates. He raced out of camp, pounding the wet grass as he pelted into the willows. Mapleshade, where are you? This another one of your sacrifices? Is this so I can be the greatest warrior ever? I don't want to be the greatest warrior. I take it back. I take back my promise. If this is what I must suffer, then I don't want it. And then Oakheart comes out and talks to him, and they take Silverkit to the elder stand to be away from the sickness. The next morning he finds out that Willowkit and Minnowkit have passed away too, taken by the sickness. Crookedstar ran back to his den. Collapsing on his nest, he buried his nose in the moss. It smelled faintly of Willow Breeze. Swallowing back a yell, he screwed his eyes shut. Whatever he did, he couldn't escape his promise. He couldn't take it back. I'm destined to lose every cat I care about. Memories swirled, tragedy after tragedy. Willow Breeze, his kids, Rainflower, Hillstar, Oakheart's betrayal, Bluefur's sacrifice. Mistyfoot and Stonefur don't even know who their real mother is. His promise was a stone flung into the river, sending never-ending ripples not just through his life, but through his clans, through everything. All because of Mapleshade. So sad. He lost his mate and their other 2 kids all in one day. All he has now is his brother and Silverkit. But we all know how they end up. Crookedstar is destined to be alone. By him being leader, he sacrificed every cat he ever loved. I'd love to hear in the comments section down below what you think about the results of his promise with Mapleshade. Hello everyone! It's hard to believe that it's already day 7 of Crookedstar. Sorry this is coming up a bit late. August is a crazy birthday month for us, so we've been going back and forth between our grandparents' house because her birthday was on the 18th, and it was also my oldest sister Jessica's birthday. It was Rachel's birthday on the 25th. It was my friend Kasima's birthday on the 10th, and my cousin's birthday back in the beginning of August. We just had so many birthdays, and my sister Jessica, her husband's birthday is one day before hers. There are a lot of people born in August in our family. What's the craziest birthday month for you? Comment down below. Next, we'll be moving our attention to Leopardstar, Crookedstar's successor, and only the third female to get a week of Speedpaints. So far, it's only been Princess and Bluestar. So Rachel and I are excited to get to feature this strong, no-nonsense female leader, Leopardstar. And we'd love to hear your thoughts on scene ideas for her week. So leave them down below. But until then, let's give Crookedstar a good send-off. The scene that my sister Rachel's going to be drawing today is of Crookedstar's final confrontation with Mapleshade. Just after learning that his daughter Silverstream, the last remaining of his loved ones, has died, and she's in StarClan now. Mapleshade's vengeance is complete. Crookedstar has sacrificed every cat he's ever loved. I'll read this to you now. It's on the last few manga pages of Crookedstar's promise. Your punishment is complete now, Crookedstar. You have lost everything. No, Mapleshade, you're wrong. I still have a clan that I love and I'm proud to lead. And now everything is precious to me here, in StarClan. My family is waiting here for me when my ninth life is past. It is you that has lost. You have no power over me anymore.
I have destroyed you.
No, Mapleshade. I still have the cats that I loved. I know they're watching over me. You have nothing, and no one. And then he walks away, leaving Mapleshade in the dark forest. He's right, though. All of his loved ones are there in StarClan waiting for him. They will all be reunited there. Mapleshade has not won, because he still has them. I'd love to hear in the comments section down below what you thought during this week learning more about Crookedstar. How does he rank on your list of favorite leaders, and what speed paint from his week has been your favorite? Let me know down below.